Hello, here is a recording from 7SA611 from Siemens. It not only includes the comtrade file, but also the RIO file, which differs from those created using Omicron products. The file itself starts differently and contains different data. For example, there is only secondary ratios. Here are KR and KX for zero sequence current compensation. Here is the start of the zone and times for different short circuit loops. One zone unites characteristics for single-phase and phase-to-phase faults. The characteristic itself is specified by the coordinates of the resistance and reactance in the impedance plane. Let's look at the RIO files that are available as example in the test universe from Omicron. By and large, everything is different here. There are not only secondary but also primary ratios. Compensation coefficient for zero sequence current. Here, the zone is already separate for single-phase and multi-phase faults. The characteristic itself is set according to a different principle. The point for which the graphic element passes is specified, in this case it is a line, and its angle of inclination. The combination of such secant lines forms a characteristic. Let's see how it works. In order to open a RIO file, you need to move it to the appropriate area or open it using the Open button. Displaying characteristics requires selecting a short circuit loop. This window shows information about the device, compensation coefficient and ratios. If any ratios are not present in the file, they must be entered manually. By default, secondary values are always enabled. Clicking the Draw button allows you to hide specific zones, and you can customize colors for better visualization. Times are displayed here. Let's look at the files from the Test Universe library. Here we had to do things differently. Each characteristic is separate. Look at the names and times to understand in which fault loop it works. I'll show characteristic of various devices. Let's now try to analyze the short circuit. There is a single-phase short circuit, which then turns into a two-phase short circuit. We have modernized the display of analog channels. Now ratios present in the comtrade file are displayed after all measured values. If ratios are not included in the RIO file, you can find them here. It's necessary to calculate a zero sequence current channel. I switch to primary values. I copy the compensation coefficient. Now I need to link comtrade file and calculator. The short circuit was in the second zone all the time and only at the end entered the third zone. The second zone time for single-phase fault is 1.7 seconds. I'll measure the time in the comtrade file. Matches. Digital signals also contain a signal about the operation of the second or third zone. That's all. Thank you for watching. Peace for everyone.